Iraki is my name. I'm a professor at the University of Nairobi, and I teach young men and women how to make money honestly. Basically, I teach them economics and business. There was an issue that cropped up about 2-3 years ago, where the Minister of Education was telling TVET institutions to stop offering business courses. He told them to focus on practical courses. So I think one way to make sure that TVETs focus on practical courses would be to link TVETs, the curriculum that they have, with what happens on the ground. So can we have guest speakers coming to talk to the students? Can we have students going to visit real enterprises? So let's have real entrepreneurs visit the TVETs, and let's have the students go and visit real businesses, so that whatever they see happening in class, they can see it happening on the ground. So that gap between the theory they are taught in class and the practical in real life can be bridged. We also need to have these entrepreneurs incorporated in making the curriculum for TVETs. Because while the people who teach in TVETs may have the theory, the people on the ground have the practice. And the most important, we must always make sure that whatever is taught in TVETs follows the global best practices. So we need to benchmark with other countries that have done very well in this area and have Germany in mind. Innovation is a very interesting issue when it comes to TVETs and university. Because if you want people to be entrepreneurial, they'll not succeed in what everybody else has been doing. They need to come up with new ideas. So if they need to come up with the Googles, they need to come up with the WhatsApps, they need to come up with their Toyotas. So if people have to come up with entrepreneurial ideas, if you have to link the universities, if you have to link the TVETs to the real world of work, then you must ensure that they're innovative. That means they don't do what everybody else does, but they come up with creative ideas. They come up with improvements on what is existing. Toyota did not invent the car, they just made a better car. iPhone did not make the phone, they invent the phone, they just made a better phone. So if that link has to be institutionalized, we must ensure that they are always improving on what is the industry or what they are standing. So that if I'm a customer, I'm looking for the next new thing. That's the only way I'll be able to pay a premium. That's the only way I'll be able to abandon what is being sold by somebody else and buy what is new. Keep on innovating. I think when you talk of EIMF, the question that makes it very successful is always about the ecosystem. Do we have an ecosystem that supports entrepreneurship, that supports innovation? If you look at what happened in the US, and I always use US as a benchmark for entrepreneurship because we have seen success cases from there. Whether you go to Silicon Valley, whether you go to Boston area, whether you go to Texas, there's always an ecosystem that encourages universities, industries, and even municipalities and county and state governments to work together. So we must build an ecosystem where universities feel they are part of it, where TVETs feel they are part of it, where UACARIs feel they are part of it, where regulators feel they are part of it. This framework is very good, but if people don't understand their space, it will not be successful. So this framework must ensure that every stakeholder in the innovation ecosystem knows his place and does his part. And if they can do that, I see no reason why it cannot work in Kenya as it has worked elsewhere. Innovation is not a one-man affair. It's always a group of stakeholders. And I'll be giving an example of Laikipia. The former governor of Laikipia, Nderitu Mureithi, tried to come up with a homegrown car. I think it was called BJ150 or BJ50. And he met a lot of regulatory issues. Instead of people encouraging and celebrating their car, they were saying this car is not very good. We probably would do with imported cars. I remember one hurdle that was very surprising is to realize that if you are giving that car number plate, the current system does not support. Number plates are only for imported cars. And nobody thought about that. That's why I'm saying if you want this framework to work, then all the stakeholders must play their part and must, very important, understand how their decisions, their activities affect one another.